Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jerry Jones delivers strong message amid Micah Parsons trade rumors. The Dallas Cowboys kept their season alive with a 30-14 win over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. The Cowboys got after the Panthers quarterback, causing Bryce Young to commit a career-high 4 turnovers while sacking him 6 times. Micah Parsons went full game wrecker mode, notching 2 sacks and generally making life miserable for Young. Parsons has been on a spree, racking up 5.5 sacks over his last 4 games. The fourth-year linebacker leads the team with 8.5 sacks in just 10 games. Parsons has tallied at least 13 sacks in each of his first 3 seasons in the league. But with nearly $400 million invested in quarterback Dak Prescott and wideout CeeDee Lamb, will the Cowboys keep Parsons? According to team owner Jerry Jones, the answer is a resounding yes. When asked if the Cowboys might move on from Parsons, Jones was emphatic. "That's never been uttered in this organization that we don't have a future with Micah Parsons," he said, per Todd Archer of ESPN. Despite persistent rumors that the Cowboys could part with Parsons, the team has been adamant in its support for the 3-time Pro Bowler. Earlier this season, Jones shut down the possibility of a trade involving Parsons. And, more recently, Dallas CEO Stephen Jones echoed that stance, which is, essentially, Stephen Jones' job. For his part, Parsons envisions himself as a Cowboy for life. He even acknowledged being open to the idea of taking a pay cut ahead of 2025 contract negotiations to help the team build a talented roster around him. An offer that surely endeared the player to Jones. In addition to Parsons, the Cowboys connoisseur of critter cuisine has been vocal about bringing back another key piece of the team following a disappointing 2024 campaign. When Jones is not swapping recipes with Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel, he's passionately calling for Dallas to run it back in 2025. Jones has doubled down on keeping head coach Mike McCarthy. Despite speculation that McCarthy's future with the team is uncertain, Jones has repeatedly indicated an unwillingness to part with the coach, who's now in his 5th year with Dallas. McCarthy has gone just 1-3 in the playoffs, and the team has failed to advance beyond the divisional round on his watch. Now, the Cowboys are on the brink of missing the playoffs for the 2nd time in McCarthy's 5-year tenure. Stephen Jones recently admitted that he expects an uneventful offseason in Dallas, meaning the Cowboys could head into 2025 with essentially the same group led by the same head coach. Perhaps better injury luck will lead to more positive results. At 6-8, the Cowboys aren't officially eliminated from playoff contention. However, the team is 3 games out of the final wild card berth with 3 games remaining in the regular season. Dallas would need to win out while also receiving copious assistance to reach the playoffs. Even if they somehow performed that miracle, the Cowboys would likely just extend their streak of playoff failure. The team has fallen short of the NFC Championship game in 13 straight postseason appearances. The Cowboys are holding an average first-round pick at the moment. We can all understand that the Dallas Cowboys are not going to tank their season. Players, coaches, staffers, nobody affiliated with the team is going to actively try to lose. Understanding that, the winning that they are doing is really impacting their future draft capital. As we have discussed as of late, the Cowboys have won 3 of their last 4 games. With that being the case, they currently hold the 14th overall pick in the NFL draft. The Cowboys are the only team of the bottom 18, aka the non-playoff groups, who can claim that they have won 3 of their last 4. The teams near the top of the draft order are either fully committed to their own tank or are even worse than we think the Cowboys are this season. On the subject of playoffs, all 3 games remaining for Dallas are against teams currently projected to reach the postseason tournament. This means that Dallas can't lose to a team and pick up double the ground on them in this particular race like they could have if they'd lost to the Carolina Panthers, for example. For what it's worth, the Cowboys are underdogs this week and likely will be for their final 2 games as well. If we assume that they finish the season with 6 wins, then it is possible, pretty low odds, though, that they could squeak into the top 10, but just barely. We are looking at something around picks 13 to 16 in all likelihood as far as the first round is concerned. Is Troy Aikman right about Jerry Jones and Deion Sanders' Cowboys connection? In Cowboys Nation, there may be no voice more trusted than that of Troy Aikman. He cares about the Dallas Cowboys, he's plugged in, he's got a national TV pulpit that he takes seriously, and in this case, he's got relationships with both the Jones family and with Deion Sanders. So while Deion continues to deny any interest in becoming the head coach of the Cowboys, should owner Jerry Jones create a vacancy by parting with incumbent coach Mike McCarthy after the season, the iconic Aikman insists there is a connection there. Deion, Aikman's former Super Bowl teammate in Dallas and his fellow Hall of Famer, told CowboysCountry.com in an exclusive interview 2 seasons ago that he had no interest in the job because he's too old-fashioned to deal with today's pros. And since then, the Colorado coach has repeated that position, endlessly. "I'm happy where I am, man," Sanders recently said from his perch in Boulder. "I've got a kickstand down." You know what a kickstand is? That means I'm resting. I'm good, I'm happy, I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic about where I am. I love it here, truly do. Deion has in 2 years turned the Buffalo's program around. CU has a 9-3 record this year and has an Alamo Bowl matchup against number 17 BYU on December 28 coming up. He's engineered the career's Travis Hunter, who got the Heisman Trophy win on Saturday, and Son Shadur, and both will be top picks in the April NFL Draft. But what about that kickstand? During a recent interview with TMZ Sports, Aikman said he believes there's still a path for the Cowboys to persuade Sanders to leave CU should lame-duck coach Mike McCarthy not be extended for 2025. "I do know that Jerry, he's a world-class marketer," Aikman said. Deion is obviously not far behind that, and I think if you were to put the two together, it would be quite interesting. I think there's some compelling reasons as to why Jerry might have an interest. In fairness to the situation, a couple of weeks ago, Aikman suggested in a visit with CowboysCountry.com that he did not believe McCarthy would be rehired, but on Monday Night Football, during Bengals at Cowboys, he altered that prediction. See below. So, maybe this is all very fungible, as Jerry would say. But back to Cowboys Nation, where Aikman's mention of marketing is pretty much a dirty word. The last thing Jones Cowboys need more of is marketing, but Jones Cowboys do have money. And that's where Aikman's attention returns here. I do know that Deion's done a great job there in Boulder, and when he says, "Hey, I've put the kickstand down," that's simply alerting everyone that if you want him, you're going to have to pay for it, which is not a surprise either, Aikman said. I do think that Deion could be enticed, especially with his son moving on and going to the NFL. Kickstands are not welded to the ground, you can raise them. There is at this point no way to know if Troy Aikman's prediction/instinct is right here. But Cowboys fans can be in charge of these 2 questions. 1. Do you find the Deion idea compelling? And 2. Is compelling even near enough? And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Deion Sanders? Leave your opinion in the comments.